Hello everyone, how are you today? It's Kay. So I hope you're having a great weekend today. So this is the 9th of January 2022 on Sunday. So I will cover the Forex pairs and gold and WTI crude oil and indices and then the new for this week, so that we can prepare for the trades for this coming week, right? So let me switch the window and start the session right away because we have lots of pairs, lots of markets to cover today. And also I will be covering the weekly and also daily time frame today so that you can precisely see what's happening on the lower time frames too. Okay, so let's see. Before starting here, a quick disclaimer is that this content is basically based on my own experience. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk. And also, since this is live stream, if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. So let me say hi to everyone first. All right, Emeka, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Harshal, Amos, and Jalash, Kishore, and Melanie, Sam, and Eugene, good to see you. All right, John Hera, and Muhammad, Wong Alan, William, and Dinesh, Levinas, and Chris, Bexad, and TikTok, Radko, good to see you. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you. All right, Devar also, good to see you too. All right, so let me turn to Trading View and start from the Euro USD. So today, what I will be doing is I will place the weekly chart on the left, and on the right, I will put the daily chart and see what's happening in the markets like this. Okay, so that we cover the daily and also weekly time frame together. Make sure that the symbol is enabled so that it's synchronized. Okay, so first I will cover the pairs from Euro USD down to Swiss franc JPY. So so Euro USD, as per weekly chart on the left, this is retracing backwards to Tenkan-sen, but Tenkan-sen is technically pointing down, and Kumo Senko span B is pointing down, but Kijun-sen is flat, Chikou span below candles. So overall, this is bearish still. So I still expect the market goes down this way. It's bearish. And if you look at the daily time frame is on the right, and the daily time frame is ranging basically. It has been ranging overall. Chikou span has been overlapping, and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen both flat, and Kumo flat too. So as for weekly, I expect the market goes bearish this week. So daily chart should go down like this way. And where I will be looking for the sell chance will be, I would say in the daily chart, I have to wait for the breakout of the support, which is 1.1274, and then probably look for the sell chance by lower time frames. But if the market goes up, continuously goes up and breaks the Tenkan-sen, then I won't touch this one, because that will be the market in the daily time frame will be into the Kumo. So I would have to wait for until the market breaks the Kumo Senko span B. So overall it's ranging. So I am not sure if we see trends this week or not. If not, then simply I stay away. So the next one is Euro AUD. All right, thank you for joining everyone. Once again, good to see you. I do see many more comments in the chat. Thank you for joining. All right. So let me quickly cover the pairs first. All right, so here is Euro AUD. On the left is weekly. On the right is a daily time frame. So as per weekly chart, Euro AUD, it's flat, ranging. And this is in the P wave. It's in the P wave, squeezing the lower highs and higher lows. And the market looks to be bearish because Tenkan-sen is below the Kijun-sen. So it's bearish, so it could go down. to the lower part of the P wave, and that is my expectation this week. So that means in the daily time frame it goes bearish like this way. It might touch Kijun Sen and reject by the Kijun Sen and goes bearish too. But I would look for the sell chance after the market breaks the support here, which is 1.5566 area, and then place a sell. Otherwise, I will simply stay away. In the daily time frame, it looks to be ranging too. There is no decent up or down trends, so in this case, I simply stay away. And the next one is Euro Pound. Euro Pound on the weekly is bearish. You can see that the Kumo, Tenko span B is down, Tenko span A is also down, and also Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both downwards, and Chikou span below the candles. So basically this is bearish. So on the weekly, in the long term it's bearish. And with that in mind, if I look at the daily chart, it's now ranging, retracing for the last 3 or 4 days, but I expect the market goes bearish on the daily time frame. But the thing is that the Kijun Sen is flat in the daily, so it could retrace back still. It could retrace back to the previous support level, which is 0.8380 or Tenkan Sen, retrace to Tenkan Sen and then continuously go down this way. So I would look for the sell chance this week on this pair, Euro Pound. So I will mark purple because this is down on the weekly time. So the next one is Euro Jpy. Euro Jpy weekly is ranging now. I can see that the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching, and the market has been just ups and downs, no trend, and no trends. And in the daily time frame, it broke the Kumo upwards, and that was a sign of Koten signal. But I think Chikou span came first, and Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Gold Cross came second. So this Kumo breakout or sign of Koten signal is not the right order. So I think it may retrace. So and also Kumo is not twisted yet. Kijun Sen is flat. It's ranging. So Euro JPY, most likely I won't. I will be staying away until next Wednesday or so. Tuesday, Wednesday, I will stay away. And the next one is Euro CAD. As per a weekly chart, it's ranging right now. We can see that the market has been just ups and downs, but the Kumo's down, bearish. So in the long term, it's bearish. And there was one resistance by Kijun Sen and previous support level. So in my eyes, this is bearish in the long term. It could go down like this way. Chikou span still below the candle, so that means this is bearish in the midterm. And if you look at the daily time frame, the market is within the Kumo now, so it's ranging basically. So we have to wait for the bearish in wave in the daily and then look for the sell chance. And most likely it won't happen Monday, maybe not Tuesday, so most likely I will just wait for Wednesday to trade. That's the Euro CAD. And Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc is bearish on the weekly time frame. You can see that the Kumo is down. After the Kumo twist, it has been nicely bearish, and Senko span A angle is now bearish, and Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen also down. Chikou span below the candles. So this is bearish, and I expect the market continuously go down. And then if you look at the daily chart, it's retraced backwards now, and the market is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo. So in this condition, I have to wait for the market to be below Kijun Sen, and Chikou span needs to be below the candles, and look for the sell chance. So most likely I will wait for the breakout of the support, which is 1.0330 level. So you can put the alert below that level, 1.0330 level, and once it triggers, you can just come back and look for the selling edge. But overall, it's still bearish as per weekly time. And then USD Jpy. USD Jpy is bullish on the weekly. The Kumo's up, Kijun Sen up, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So it's bullish. There was a wick pointing upward on the weekly, but since this is bullish, I expect the market breaks the next resistance level. And with that in mind, if I look at the daily time frame, it retraced back to Tenkan Sen now. So the topic for Monday is whether the market will be bounced by this Tenkan Sen or not. If it bounces, then goes up, then you might be able to find some trading edges in the lower time frames. Or simply wait for the Kijun Sen to turn up and then look for the buy chance. So this one I will come back Monday because it may happen on Monday, and then I will be taking the trades. And the next one is USD CAD. As per weekly, it's ranging. The market was resisted at the previous resistance level, 1.2940 level, and the market is within the Kumo now, so it's ranging. And on the daily time frame, also the market came back to the daily Kumo, and the Kijun Sen is flat. Chikou span is too close, so most likely I stay away from this one. Yeah. So the next one is USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc has been continuously in the P wave on the weekly, as I mentioned a couple of weeks, but I still expect the market breaks the P wave bullish because Tenkan Sen is simply above the Kijun Sen. But in the daily time frame, it's ranging right now. There's no trends. But as per weekly, potentially the P wave breakout can happen bullish. So next week, my view is bullish on the USD Swiss franc. So, but daily time frame is flat. So most likely I will look at the lower time frames and look for the buy chance. And the next one is Pound USD. Weekly is ranging into the Kumo now and retrace back to the Kijun Sen. So it may retrace backwards and it comes below the Kumo. It could be. And also you see Chikou span is getting closer to candle. So you might see Chikou span rejection by the candles. So as the market goes bearish this way from here, a Chikou span might be rejected and goes bearish this way. So right now, as per daily chart, it has been bullish and the market broke the Kumo. But since there is a Kijun Sen on the weekly and also previous resistance level here, it may retrace backwards. It may go down next week. So yeah, so that's my view on Pound USD. And Pound JPY is at the resistance on the weekly. Sorry, I got too many lines because I explained this pair a lot. So let me just clear the lines. And I will just leave the resistance line. The weekly chart is at the resistance level 158.25. And the Kumo is still flat, Kijun Sen is flat still, Chikou span is above the candles, but since Kijun Sen is flat, Kumo is flat, it may retrace backwards next week. So the scenario would be, I would wait for the breakout of the resistance of 158.22 level. If it breaks, then I will look for the buy chance. But if it rejected and retraced backwards, then simply I stay away. So that's a Pound JPY. And then let's see, Pound CAD. Pound CAD has been ranging on the weekly and it broke the Kumo upwards but I can see two resistances here, so it may retrace backwards. So to me, this is range, so most likely I won't touch this one this week. And the next one is Pound AUD. Pound AUD is ranging on the weekly but bullish on the daily time frame. You can see that the Kumo is up, and Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both upwards, and Chikou span is about to break the candles. So tomorrow on Monday, as per daily chart, if the market, if the Chikou span comes above the candles like this, as the market gradually goes this way, then I expect the market breaks the resistance on the weekly and it goes up continuously this way. So simply I wait for the candlestick close in Monday daily time frame and look for the buy chance on Tuesday onwards. Pound AUD, I mark this one. And then Pound Swiss franc, this one is it retracing backwards now on the weekly, retrace back to the Kijun Sen now. And the Kumo flat, Chikou span retracing backwards, so I think this is not really a good market to be in. And the daily chart is, it broke the Kumo, but since there is a resistance level and the weekly is at the Kijun Sen, I won't touch this one this week. And the next one is AUD pairs. AUD USD. AUD USD is now, hold on, let me see. Let me cancel these lines first. You get too many lines. Okay, so AUD USD, this is now, it retraced backwards to the Kijun Sen on the weekly chart. But the thing is that you see that the market touched the Kijun Sen on the weekly and retraced backwards now. So to me, this is bearish. It may go down this way this week because Kumo Senko span A is down and Kijun Sen is down and Chikou span still below the candles. So with that in mind, if you look at the daily chart, so weekly Kijun Sen looks like this and it was resisted by the weekly Kijun Sen and now it's going down. So from here, I expect the market goes bearish in the wave and continuously goes down this way. So if I see the sell, if I see a downtrend on the lower time frames, I will look to sell. That's the AUD USD. And the AUD CAD pair, this one is ranging basically. Kumo is flat, Kijun Sen flat, the market is just ranging. And this is called a Y wave, expanding Y wave, which is very tricky. So, and daily chart is too spiky. It's just, I think yesterday and the day before, the market went down all the way, like 137 pips. But it may reverse. It may go up this week. So looks like market is very spiky. So I think I would just avoid it. And the next one is Aud Jpy. Aud Jpy is still ranging on the weekly, no trends right now. And as per daily chart, it retraced backwards but no trends. So simply I would stay away. And then AUD Swiss franc is also weekly chart shows that this is bearish. Kumo down, Kijun Sen down. But in the daily chart it's range. So what that means is that on the weekly time frame, there are more sellers than buyers in the market because Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, and price below the Tenkan Sen, full span below the candles. So on the daily time frame or lower time frames, I expect the market goes bearish when end wave this week. However, this is Swiss franc pair and usually it's volatile, spiky lower time frames. Unless I see stable trend, I won't be trading. So Swiss franc pairs are actually low priority for myself. So if there's no trends on any pairs, and if you can only find trends on the Swiss franc pair, then I take it, otherwise I will stay away. The next one is CAD Jpy. Weekly says that this is still ranging as per Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Tenkan-sen retracing back to Kijun-sen. Weekly is flat overall per Ichimoku, but daily chart is now bullish. It broke the Kumo and it is going bullish. So CAD Jpy, what I will be waiting for is I would wait for the Kijun-sen goes above the Kumo, and Kumo needs to be thicker because you can see that the Kumo just twisted bullish, and when this is like a newborn Kumo, this is not trustable. So I would wait for the Kumo to develop more, bigger and bigger, like this way, and Kijun-sen above the Kumo, and then look for the buy chance. Otherwise, it may retrace backwards to Kumo. That's the Ichimoku nature. So the next one is CAD Swiss franc. This one is ranging on the weekly in the Kumo now, Kijun-sen flat. And as per daily chart, the market will trace back to Kumo, so I would avoid taking trades. Yeah, this is a bit tricky to me, so I will avoid. And then Swiss franc JPY is on the weekly is now bullish. We see Kumo's up, Kijun-sen is also up, Tenkan-sen up, and Chikou span above candles. And in the daily time frame, the market retraced back down to Tenkan-sen, but it may bounce and goes up this way. So yeah, I will wait for the Kijun-sen turn bullish and then look for the buy chance. So Swiss franc JPY, I will mark this purple because this is uptrending on the weekly. So these are my overview of Forex pairs on my watch list. So next, let me cover the gold. And I do see many comments, but let me finish this market analysis first, so that whoever watched the archive can, get this information quickly, and then I will cover the questions later on. So let me move on to gold, XAU-USD. So XAU-USD weekly has been in a P wave right now. This is squeezing P wave, lower highs and higher lows. And I expect the P wave breaks upwards because Tenkan-sen above the Kijun-sen. But right now Chikou span is touching the candles. So you can monitor chart on the weekly on gold, and the exact buying timing will be when Chikou span comes above the candles. As the market goes up like this, and when Chikou span comes above the candles, then potentially that will be the sign for the break of the P wave. And once it breaks, it goes very fast, I expect. So to me, this is bullish overall on the weekly as by Ichimoku. But if you look at the daily time frame, it's ranging still. Not really a good uptrend. So we have to wait for the end wave to come on the daily. However it comes, you have to wait for the end wave bullish and then look for the buy chance. Or simply wait for the Chikou span comes above the candles on the weekly and then look for the buy chance. But if the market continuously bearish this week, then I would stay away. I can't sell because it's still in the P wave. And the next one is WTI Good Oil. This one is flat on the weekly. This is also Y wave structure, flattened Y wave. And then as per daily chart, it just broke the Kumo now. It just broke the Kumo. But the thing is, the Kumo itself is too small. This part, if you can see the Kumo, it's just newborn Kumo. And this is too small to be trustable. So like the other pair, I would wait for the Kumo to be getting bigger. And also Kijun-sen above the Kumo, and then look for the buying edge and expect the market breaks the weekly resistance. Otherwise, it may be in the range still. Okay, so let me cover the indices. First, Nikkei is still in the P wave. It's ranging right now, and on the daily chart, it's ranging too. So it's not a good timing to trade, basically. And here is Dow Jones. So Dow Jones on the weekly is still bullish continuously, and I was expecting the market breaks a P wave bullish, and actually it did 2 weeks back. And so this is continuously bullish, looks like. Kumo is up. Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen are also up. And Chikou span above the candles. So, and also daily time frame also shows that this is bullish. Kumo bullish. Kijun-sen bullish and above the Kumo, which is nice. And also Chikou span above the candles. So now the market broke the Tenkan-sen, but I expect at some point it bounces and goes up this way. You can use the Fibonacci retracement to capture potentially when the market push back. But to me, this is bullish. So I think we can look for the buy chance this week. So let me mark this one as purple because it's uptrending on the weekly time frame. And then next one is Nasdaq, US 100. This one is now a bit ranging, I would say. It's ranging now because you see that the Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, and the market retraced back to Kijun-sen. And overall on the weekly, it has been ranging, and I don't see any sign of uptrend. So I think this is still range. And as per daily time frame, also this is ranging too. There's no trends. The market is at the Senko span B on the daily time frame, but it may break bearish. I mean, we can't tell which way it's going in this case. It may break the Senko span B and Kijun-sen weekly bearish, and it may continue to go down to the Kumo. Or it may be supported by this Kijun-sen and Senko span B level and goes up this way. But we can't tell which way it's going, so simply I would recommend to stay away. S&P 500 is bullish now. It's bullish because the market is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo's up, Kijun-sen is up, and Chikou span above the candles. So I expect the market goes up. It could go up to 5,000, but we will see. And on the daily time frame, it retraced back to Kijun-sen. So it may bounce on the Kijun-sen and goes up in this direction because weekly is now bullish. So that's the S&P 500. So now let me cover some stock indices on Euro region. So here is Euro stocks. Euro stocks on the weekly is now bullish. The Kumo is flat, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen flat, but Chikou span above the candles and market is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. So technically this is bullish. And also, if you see the lines, this is ascending P wave. So it could break the P wave upwards bullish this way. So and also in the daily chart, it retraced backwards for the last 3 days. But to me, this is bullish. So when you see the pushback, sometimes during this week, you can capture it and look for the buy chance. It may bounce on the Kijun-sen and goes up too. And then FTSE 100. This one is also bullish. Like I mentioned before, the market broke the P wave bullish now, and daily chart also showing bullish. Daily chart is also above the Tenkan-sen, so it may bounce on Tenkan-sen and continuously goes up this way. And then CAC fronts. Yeah, CAC fronts is also bullish now. After the P wave breakout, it has been bullish. So for the last 2 days, Thursday, Friday, it retraced backwards, but the market is still bullish. So in this example, it may be supported at over here, the previous resistance level, 7185.64. It may bounce and it goes up this way. So Kijun Sen is flat now, but to be safer, you can wait for the Kijun Sen turn bullish in the daily chart and then look for the buy chance. And also Dax Index. Dax Index is a bit ranging now because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat on the weekly, but it may break the resistance of 16301 level because the market is technically bullish. And as per daily chart, it's bullish also. You can see that the Kumo's up and Kijun Sen is also up and Chikou span above the candles. So the market may retrace back to Kijun Sen this week and bounces and goes up, and it can be expected. And then let me cover Nifty chart. So Nifty 50 here is weekly is still ranging. Weekly is still ranging, so it can retrace backwards anytime soon. It can go down anytime soon because Kumo flat and Kijun Sen flat still. And also, as per daily chart, this is a bit ranging too because Kumo still bearish. It's about to twist, and this week it will twist bullish, but right now hasn't twisted yet technically, and Kijun Sen is still flat on the daily chart. So it broke the previous resistance level of 17,634, and it may go up continuously, but it may retrace backwards soon. So if you are still thinking to buy Nifty, you have to be careful for the risk management, and as soon as you see the market goes bearish, you have to exit. And also here is Australia 200. As per weekly chart, this is now still a bit bullish. Kumo's up, Tenko span A is up, and it may break the P wave bullish. But last week there was a doji, and 2 weeks back there was a doji candlestick also. So that means the market is very tricky right now on the AUD. And if you look at the daily time frame, Kumo flat and Kijun Sen flat. So it may retrace back to Kijun Sen in the daily and bounces and goes up. If that's the case, you might be able to look for the buy. But if the market breaks the Kijun Sen in the daily chart, then you better not to trade. It may go down. And lastly, I will cover Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng on the weekly is bearish. Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, Chikou span below the candles. So after this counter trend line breakout, this is now bearish. And as per daily chart, it retraced back to the Kijun Sen, but it may be rejected by the Kijun Sen and continuously be bearish because weekly is still bearish. That's the Hang Seng Index. So now let me cover the news for next week. So here is the calendar, fxstreet.com, and let me adjust the frame so that you can see the whole section in the news. All right, there we go. So starting from Monday tomorrow on the 10th, there is no big news. Tuesday, we have retail sales in Australia. So AUD pairs can be affected by this. And also we have a Fetcher Powell speech in 3 p.m. UTC. So depending on what he says, USD pairs can be affected. And gold and cryptos can be affected by this. So we have to watch out. Moving on to Wednesday, 12th of January, which is my birthday, 12th of January. In terms of news, there's a CPI report in the US, so USD can be affected by this. Oh, by the way, there might not be a live stream on the 12th for my birthday. But anyways, on the 13th of January, Thursday, there's no big news. And 14th Friday, we have only a couple of news, which are retail sales and also Michigan sentiment report in the US. So yeah, this week we have very few news. I mean, not so much big news. So yeah, technically you can trade by the market, indicator analysis, but make sure that you watch news before you trade, because there are some news this week. So that covers the whole topic for today. So now let me check some comments now and do some free discussion for the next 20 minutes or so. All right, thank you, Benja and Mehan, for happy birthday. Yeah, I am still thinking what to do on my birthday. Most likely I will celebrate at home because there are too many people outside. All right, good to see you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. So yeah, let's see. John Harris says, where do you place the start of the time cycle? You can start any place. If you see swing highs, swing lows, you can start there. So let's say on this chart, for example, you can start counting from here. You can start counting from here or here and see if you can find any Kihon Suchi numbers in between the swing lows and swing highs. The time cycle analysis is very powerful. As Goichi Hosu says, time is everything in the market. So we tend to focus on the vertical price levels, but this horizontal time axis is more important. And that's what actually Ichimoku captures. Time is very important. All right, hello Blackwater, thank you for joining. Great to see you. All right, let's see. Okay, can you show your journal or how you journal your trades? I do use the spreadsheet by Excel and track my records. Gold is in the range. Gold right now is in the range. So yeah, most likely I avoid taking trades. I almost forget the last time I took the trade on gold. I have been away from the gold for a couple of months already because it has been ranging overall on the weekly. So it's not worth the trade right now. Before the week of the 27th of July, it has been bullish, but since then it has been retracing, ranging. So basically, no trades on gold for myself. I only trade on the trending markets, but when the market's ranging like this, I simply stay away. Because time efficiency is a very key for me. John Harris says, how would you place time cycles on pound Swiss franc? It's close to confirming the Sanyaku Koten. Right, let me check pound Swiss franc. Okay, pound Swiss franc, and this time I will just put one screen and show daily time frame. So when you use the time cycles, you do it on the daily time frame. And then let me see if I have the time cycles already placed? And yes, I do. So these are the time cycles I captured previously. So I took the highs and lows, and it was 11 bars, 14 bars, 13 bars, and 13 bars. And it went down to all the way down to here. And it was counting from here, counting from 23rd of November, it was 10 bars in between. And now it's going up, and on this end wave, I think it's kind of difficult to capture time cycles. You can take this swing low here on 20th or 21st of December. You can take this one, but I think this is a bit too narrow. Let me see. On the swing lows, these will be 11 bars. Okay, so I think the cycles on the chart is very, very narrow, 11 to 14 bars in between. So, and if you can see the small dip here on the 31st of December, if you count the number of candles, it was another 10 bars. Yeah, so looks like in between 10 to 14 bars, market has been moving as a cycle. So the next swing low can be marked 10 days or 14 days after the 31st of December, which is going to be, so if it's 10 days, it's going to be 13th of January. So on the 13th of January, around the 13th of January, it may bounce and goes up in this way. So these dates are called henkabi in Japanese. And henka means change, and bi means date in Japanese. So these are called henkabis. So 13th of January in this case is a future henkabi. Alright, good to see you. Thank you for joining, everyone. Lahan says, statistically from your old trades, which currency pairs is this strategy most profitable? In testing, this works very pro on Jpy, Swiss franc, AUD, NZD pairs. Yeah, AUD pairs it works, but Swiss franc, New Zealand are the question. Yeah, especially New Zealand pairs, I don't have New Zealand on my watch list because it's too spiky on the lower time frames and the spread are very high. And same in Swiss franc pairs. But AUD, I have been making nice profits, so it still stays on my watch list. Let's see. Homan says, hi Kay, I'm watching your videos in the last month. I used to use Ichimoku as main strategy, and I was thinking that I'm familiar with many aspects of Ichimoku, but I learned a lot from you. Think a lot. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure to share the knowledge of Ichimoku like this in the community. So as long as I can do, I will continuously do this. Alright, good to see you. Let's see. Let me read some other comments now. Milos says, hi Kay, when nearing the support or resistance on the daily or 4, how many pips does price have to decide to trade it or avoid it? I don't go by the pips, but I go by the waves and how the previous resistance supports are formed. If there are, let's say, 3 or 4 resistances previously, then this time it may be resisted. So I would wait for the breakout. But if there's only one time resistance, then it may break. So I don't mind taking buy before the break by Ichimoku confirmations. But yeah, I don't really pay attention to how many pips the market has to resistance or support. So, oh yeah, and also when the breakout happens, which time frame do you wait for the candle close? So it depends, depending on which time frame you see the resistance. If you see resistance on the daily chart, then you better wait for the daily candle close. If you see the resistance in 5, then you better wait for the close in the 5-minute chart. So it depends on which time frame you see resistance and support. You wait for the breakout. TikTok says, in your experience, will the Forex market in January, February make a lot of profit? Yeah, I think so. Hold on, let me check my trades on the 2020, 2021. Because I do take trades on January, February last year. So let's see. In January, I took, let's see how many trades I took. I took, yeah, 6 trades only, but I was not active. And in the month of February last year, I took, let's see, I took 8 trades. So, yeah, market I think will be active in February, but not so much in January last year. So it might be the case this year. But we will see. We will see. You know, if you are talking about the Forex pairs, there is a pattern every year, but sometimes it doesn't follow the previous patterns. So yeah, just simply monitor charts every day, possibly, and take trades whenever you see trending markets, is my recommendation. Okay, you're welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Great to see you again. Oh, thank you for the comment about the happy birthday. Yeah, so that will be 12th of January. All right, let me see. Let me cover some other comments now. Chris says, how long do you hold trades normally? Are you a short-time trader? I guess like only a couple of hours. How long I hold? When I trail the profits, when I start to trail, then I hold up to 2 weeks. I hold. If the market trends last for 2 weeks, last year it happened on the in the month of October. I think it was in Euro AUD. I took the sell and I kept holding for a long time, for 2 weeks or so. But that will be like maximum duration of holding the trades. But so in average, I think that will be, yeah, maybe 1 day, 2 days, or maybe 3 days in average. But it depends on which time frame I follow. If I follow 1 hour, then most likely that will be an intraday. But if I can follow the daily time frame, then that will be most likely a big swing trade, like 2 days, 3 days trades. However, when I exit very soon. Sam says, Cases say on pound CAD daily time frame, can I say it will be bullish trend this week? And happy birthday in advance. Oh, thank you. Pound CAD daily time frame. So yeah, let me see. Pound AUD looks to be bullish. Yeah, it is in the bullish end wave. So it may go up this way, but also I can see the bullish power is kind of losing because Kumo is now flat and Kijun Sen is now also flat. So yeah, I can see the buyers are not following really. So from here, you better wait for the breakout of the resistance level, which is at 1.7311, and then buy, look for the buy chance. Otherwise, it may become a double top or it may become a head and shoulders and goes down this way. If it doesn't break, then most likely that will be head and shoulders. So yeah, I would wait for the breakout of the resistance in this case. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I do see many comments, many more comments. So let me cover a couple more comments and end the session now. David Villa says, hello Kay, do you use smart money concept with your Ichimoku strategy? No, I don't. I don't know about smart money strategy concept. So basically, I simply use Ichimoku and capture trends and take trades. Eugene says, when Kumo is thin, is it unreliable? When Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen narrow, is this also unreliable? Yeah, when you see Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen narrow and both up or down, then that is not really reliable because it's overshooting most likely. All right, Jalaj says, Sensei, please record some videos of the trades, especially focusing on lower time frame in respect of trading edges and trading stops in 1 hour 4-hour chart, please. Sure, I will. I'm actually thinking to record some videos on the Forex Tester. If I don't trade, I can run the Forex Tester and present my trading edges and how I trail the stop loss and so on. And also you can find some videos on my previous live streams or videos on the archive. You can also see some of my trades. You can come to my website and scroll down a little bit and you can find this you can find the playlist here. Hold on, wait. I think it's, oh yeah, here. There's a free education column. There's a playlist and you can click on this one, FT4, and I have a couple of trades in the past by running the tester. So you can watch these videos also. Oh yeah, and Jalaj, thank you for the comment about happy birthday. Yeah. All right, Dinesh, also thank you for the comment. Jinedu says, can one make reasonable profit trading in 1 hour time frame? Yes, I think so, but you have to have a very good risk and reward ratio and also risk management skill. Because 1 hour is more spiky than daily time frame or higher time frames. So if you miss the risk management skill, then you might lose more. Chris says, do you recommend setting a take profit for people that not have a lot of time to watch the charts. Yeah, sure. You can use take profit, TP. Set. You can put the TP on 1 to 2 and just leave charts. But make sure you move the stop loss to break even first. So let's say you buy right now, or you buy at the breakout, let's say, then move the stop loss. Or let's say the market goes up in this direction, breaks the resistance, and let's say you buy here, you put the stop loss below the previous low, and as the market goes up this way, you move the stop loss to break even, and then you leave charts. But you can put the TP on 1 to 2, so 1 will be to the stop loss, and 2 will be the target. And simply leave chart. Yeah, that's fine. Eugene says, are you planning a spring KTS session? Oh, you mean GTS session? Yes, I do. There will be a, I already kind of announced it here. New opening in April 2022 is available now. So there will be a new opening. Looks like it's loading somehow. Let me refresh. Yep. So yeah, there's a new opening in April. It's in GTS. All right, Aung, thank you for the comment. Ek Hargao says, which broker should I use? I don't really comment on which one to use because I think depending on the region, it's different. But I'm using XM Trading as a main broker. Anna says, what is fractal concept? How to apply in Ichimoku? I don't use fractal, so I'm not sure. I mean, I know about the fractal because I was using before, but now I don't use, so unfortunately I can't answer that comment. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it for today's live stream. So yeah, so this is Sunday. So I hope you relax Sunday and get ready to trace this week. I think there might be some trends this week also. And we have less news. So, but make sure you watch news before you trade, because when the big news comes, it can violate all sorts of indicators, confirmations, and you might get a huge loss. So make sure to watch news before you take trades, and also make sure to put the stop loss as always, because stop loss is like a seatbelt on a highway. So I wish you have a great rest of the weekend and see you on the next one. And until then, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. All right, matane everyone. Bye for now. Thank you.